self-awareness journey is so serious, y'all. It is so serious. Good morning to each and every one of you guys. It is day 2 of July. This evening we'll be celebrating Effective Living 5-year anniversary. Thank you for all of the ambassadors holding it down, loving Effective Living. You guys are amazing. And I want you to know, I love and appreciate each and every one of you. For those of you that have been following the journey, for those of you that have leaned in to grabbing a hold of the principles, thank you. Thank you for testifying. Thank you for sharing how your lives have changed for the better. This morning, I want to talk about the power of self-awareness. You know, there are a lot of people who are confident and they're standing strong on who they are, but they haven't done the work to really discover who they were created to be. A lot of us have simply settled, and a lot of us have become the product of our environment. And so if you grew up in a small environment, if you grew up in a limited space where potential wasn't encouraged to be maximized, you could be so much greater than you are, but you could think you're all that and still stuck on small. And I find myself struggling with that. I find myself dealing with a lot of people who struggle with that. The work that it has to be put in, the work that has to be put in to become the person that you were created to be, most people aren't willing to put that work in. Most people aren't willing to go above and beyond to set the stage to win. I want to challenge you to become self-aware. I want to challenge you to do the work, to literally discover what is it that God has created me to be? Where is it that I'm supposed to be going in regards to my purpose and my potential? Stop listening to those on your right and your left. Start spending time with God. You know, we're on day 2 in the month of July. This year is going to come and it's going to go, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to find themselves living on the street called regret. You know why? Because they kept their fingers crossed, hoping that it was going to be their day, hoping that it was going to be their week, hoping that it was going to be their month, only to discover that they were gambling with their potential, only to discover that they weren't really engaged in systematic practices that will put them where they belong. There's a place where you belong. There's a place where you belong. And I want you this morning, and I want you to wake up with that understanding. There's a place where I belong. Why do I call myself and those who have chosen to live life effectively ambassadors? It is because you're choosing to live the message. You don't want to just talk the talk. Hello. You don't want to just look the look. You want to live the life. Okay? May the life I live speak for me. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect. It means that I'm thriving to improve on a daily basis. How many of you can say with confidence, I am thriving to improve on a daily basis? I am not the person I was last month. I am not the person I was last year. Man, listen, I am not the person that you met a few years ago. I am continually growing. I'm continually learning. I'm becoming better with age. Now, if that's you, you've got to know that it's not about the person on your right. It's not about the person on your left. It's about you discovering the greatness within. There is something within you that God has placed within you that the world needs. That's powerful. Let me say that again. There is something within you that the world needs. Your presence is an indication that God has a plan for you. And I'm telling you, you've got to decide to put in the work. You've got to decide to get help. You've got to decide to go to bed with determination of locking in to a mindset, waking up with determination, locking in with a mindset that I'm going to win. Whatever I put my hands to, I want to prosper. Every area of my life. Yes, the devil has tried to wreak havoc on your life. Yes, the devil has tried to wreak havoc in your home, dealing with your finances, dealing with your health. But you've got to declare, I'm a fighter. Hey, come on. I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. And I am not focusing on anybody but my potential. I want to glorify God with the gift that's within. And so I'm getting up every day and I'm challenging you. Step up to the plate and give yourself a chance to become all that God has created you to be. There are a lot of naysayers in the world. There are a lot of people judging your effort, but your self-awareness needs to be locked into the fact that you are better than the person you were yesterday. Your self-awareness has to bring you to a place where you're so focused that you realize you're not the person you were last week. You're not the person you were last month. And there'll be some people who are going to hate on you. There are some people who think you should be doing better, and they got their opinion about how you showing up in the world. But I'm here to tell you, you need to lock in on what is God saying to you. What is God saying to you? And then once you discover your God-given vision, once you discover your God-given idea that you believe was inspired by him, then you have to do the unearthing. Then you have to do the soul searching. Then you have to do the work to get past the insecurities. Hello? You have to do the work to not allow your deficiencies to keep you from maximizing your potential. Let me say this to you on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Nobody has it all together. Everybody got little struggles that they're dealing with. Some people just know how to show up in the world and not allow what they're struggling with to hold them down. I'm here today to tell you there's a fighter within you. Now, here's the deal. A lot of us are okay helping other people to win, but a lot of us aren't focusing on the fact that we are created to win as well. And so I believe in the message of win-win. I believe in clarity of vision, focus on becoming my best self while helping humanity to become who God has created them to be as well. I believe in improved relationships through the fact that I am not taking from you and you are not getting anything from me. I don't believe in take and give only to find one person losing and the other person winning. I believe in win-win. And so relationships around me should be based on the fact, and for those around you, should be based on the fact we're adding value to each other. We're adding value to each other. The reason why I believe sometimes you just really need to disconnect and find yourself evolving and growing and going to new levels and dealing with different people is because some people don't want to see you go where you should be. And listen, it's up to you to live what God has called you to live out in the earth. So last but not least, I want to remind you, personal growth should be a daily goal. Personal growth should be a daily goal. Every area of your life, you will discover that there are little areas of improvement. You just need to work on it. Don't settle. Don't settle. I know you've lived a while, and I know you feel like you've accomplished much, but I'm telling you, as long as there's life in your body and you're still showing up and you're still in your right mind, you got to remind yourself, I'm here for a reason. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to discover how can I be better? How can I be better maybe for my grandkids? How can I be better to establish the company that God has called me to establish in here? How can I be better when it comes to being a minister, being an ambassador for Christ? How can I become better when it comes to managing my finances, taking care of my health? How can I become better when it comes to being a better expression of Christ in the earth? So many believers are not happy. So many people are walking around as zombies, not doing well because they're not putting in the work to do well. Well, I'm Coach Ricardo Miller. I'm on a mission to help 1 million people live life effectively. I wrote a book called Effective Living. And let me tell you something. It's a game changer. And there are some people who have read it, and I told them, go back and read it again. You know why? Because it's not about just reading the book. It's about going through the book to discover the principles that you know that's missing in your life. That's missing in your life. So this October, I'll be turning 49 years old. I'm reading the book again, looking at the book as to what can I do different? What can I do better to make sure that I'm in the full manifestation of this book that I've written? Not only do I want to be the full manifestation of the book that I've written, I want to also, guys, I want my message and my life to line up. As a believer, you want your message and your life to line up. That's what I teach. That's what I'm pushing. So every stage that I'm on, I'm reminding people, don't settle. Every virtual experience, every time I get to teach, I'm going to remind people, don't settle. You are responsible for maximizing your potential. You are responsible for showing up every day and putting in the work to become the person that God's created you to be. No one is coming to save you. There are a lot of selfish people in the world. There are a lot of people who only have their agenda, and as long as their agenda is being accomplished in the earth, they don't care about you. But I'm here today to tell you, you need to care about humanity, but you need to also care about you. Self-awareness will have you to understand. Clarity of vision for yourself will take you to new levels, and it will help you to be aware of your weaknesses and where you've been falling down over the years. It will help you to improve relationships where your emotions will start to stabilize yourself, and you won't allow your feelings or you won't allow peer pressure to hold you down. And last but not least, listen, self-awareness will bring you to a place where you understand personal growth is a must. Everything's changing. The only thing lately that hasn't changed is you. And guess what? If you're not changing, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be left behind. And Coach Ricardo Miller is challenging you to not be left behind. Well, guys, this evening, I'm so excited. Effective Living is celebrating 5 years. Our anniversary kickoff. We have a celebration this evening. I have some good friends coming to join me here in Red Oak. If you're interested, check the feed below and get the address and say, Miller, I'm coming to celebrate with you here in Red Oak. For those of you in the Metroplex, listen, guys, pray for me. You'll see a lot of things happening over the next few weeks and months. You don't want to miss out on what Effective Living has to offer, especially for those of you who are around the world. Look out. Ricardo Miller is coming, because I believe in this season, God's called me to help people to discover the principles to living life effectively. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Don't forget, if you're in the area, join us this evening. God bless you. Bye-bye.